Welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition. A riding with Scab, going old school rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery Outdoors, if you will. Before we get into it, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. The stats show that number's going down, but anything above zero is unacceptable. We're back to blue over here, to the chagrin of many. How do you do that, Scab? Well, we don't break the damn law, and when we do, we feel bad about it, and we take responsibility for it. Now, finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. Keep your head in there. It's okay, you're going to fail sometimes. So here's the deal, guys. I'm going to go over this real quick. I'm going to show you what I'm carrying today, because everybody always has a stroke. Oh my God, you're driving with a knife, like you've never seen anybody drive with a knife. And most of the people are like, oh my God, this guy's driving with a knife, is watching the damn video while they're driving. Or they're playing with the radio, or picking their nose, or on their phone with Biff and Buffy. So y'all can kiss my ass. I'm a professional driver, do it all the time. First thing I'm going to show you is this Recon 1 XL. This is serrated here, not so much on the tip. G10. This, I love this a lot. This came from Jacob Lamb. This is CTS XHP. Great steel. Little different carry for me. I'm trying some different things. Also, I had to run to Plant City, Tampa, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So, I'm able to carry a couple folders today. And of course, my 0303 from Zero Tolerance, just badass knife, S30V, American made, G10, great knife, frame lock, the whole deal. I'm a fan. And then, of course, my Nomad EDC. This goes on me every day. G10, it's ATS, the Hitachi ATS 34. It's held up insanely well. I almost sent it to DJ to sharpen up. I sent a box of knives that had Timbo 437. Those knives he sent, and JR, just as thank yous to those guys, sent them to them. So that's what I'm carrying today. And my point was, I was going to put my Nomad EDC in there. I just can't do it. I might try to get a second one or buy a second one, but I carry it every day. So here's the deal. I want to thank Joe Love, Joe Steel Forged and Fire Sword and Knife. And the guys, when we do these riding with Scabs, there are a bunch of shout outs. And let me say this up front. I went to Panama City yesterday, dropped some stuff up, came back. That's why I missed Blade Talk last night. So I'm behind on some of the comments and things like that. Responding to the comments is important to me. So if you've left a comment on the video, I will get to it. Won't be today probably, but I will. I'm tired. I got home last night at 11:30. Had to park at a church about half a mile from the house. Walked home. Got up this morning. Meg dropped me off, and I headed to Tampa. Said all that to say I'm tired. I got about 4 hours sleep. I'll get back to the shop about 3 o'clock this afternoon and all that crap. That don't matter. But big thank you to Joe, Steel Forged and Fire Sword and Knife. That's my partner on Blade Talk. Brother, you did a great job. Big shout out and apology to Mattisfaction and Brandon Thrasher. Both of those guys are awesome. Blade Talk was awesome. I'm probably going to share it on my community page. If you didn't see it, please check it out. I hate missing Blade Talk, but sometimes you have to. So there's that. I got a special shout out to J.W. Greenbaum. J.W. Greenbaum. Guys don't have many subs at all. I shared his channel on a community post. So if you guys would, it'll probably be, today's Tuesday, it'll probably be Wednesday before I get links in the description and all that. Check my community post out. J.W. Greenbaum. He's a good dude. Tell him I sent you. And all these guys I'm shouting out. Check their channels out, man. But I want to talk to y'all about a couple things real quick in the life of the channel. I wanted to get a video out. You're going to have to get out of the way, son. I got a 35-foot trailer carrying 8,000 pounds, and I'm eastbound and down. You hear what I'm telling you? Old Scabber's tired. Yes, thank you, yes. So, here's the deal. I wanted to get on the board. I like having content. We're going back kind of old school, old style, where we do more riding with scabs. It helps me get my message out there, what I want to put out there. It helps me mentally and just having something out there. It's like the shorts. We've started doing the shorts. And honestly, man, we've seen, and I want to thank everybody, all my new subscribers. For everybody that's new, we actually do a lot of knife reviews, a lot of knife demonstrations. I know the past few weeks have been a little different, putting out a lot of shorts, putting out riding with scabs, putting out goofy stuff, putting out some serious stuff. But we do a lot of knife reviews. I just did one on the Rapid Fire Rescue from Off Grid Knives. Great knife. I'm really impressed with that knife. I really truly am. Coming up, this is what I want to talk to y'all about. Keith Carpenter messaged me, and he had a great point. I put a picture out on Instagram and Facebook and all that today. I haven't said much about this, and I won't say, well, I'm going to say a few things, but not a ton. Tops Knives reached out. Thanks to Eric Outer Limitless Knives. Please go check out Outer Limitless Knives. Eric is an awesome guy. He is an actual knife designer for Work Tough Gear. Tops was looking for somebody to review, or a couple people to review the Silent Hero 4. On his recommendation, they reached out to me. So, brother, thank you. Guys, when y'all see the top Silent Hero 4 review come out, do me a favor. And I rarely, if ever, ask this, but I'd like for y'all to hit like. Please comment on it. I want to get a lot of interaction on it. I want to get a lot of likes on it. We're going to do our normal stuff. We're going to cut a ton of material. I've already kind of formulated a plan here. We're going to go ham. We're going to go crazy. We're not going to abuse the knife. I don't think that's necessary. I don't think it proves anything for me, for what I want to accomplish. But we're going to go crazy. We're going to cut as much stuff as we can. I'm going to try to make it as action-packed as I can and do one of my better demonstrations, which isn't hard to do for me because, all I can go is up. I'm never really happy with mine. I'm not saying that like, ooh, look at me. I'm saying that like there's always room for improvement. So that's one thing. The other thing is this. Joe's Steel Forge and Fire Sword and Knife is starting a Medford series thanks to JR. And JR does not have a channel, but guys, JR is just an essential part to this channel. He's making sure that Joe gets on the right where we want to be, where we want Joe to be. And when I say we, Joe and I talk a lot. I go to him for advice on my channel, vice versa. So, huge thank you to JR. He sent a group of Medfords over to Joe, and Joe's going to start a series on the Medfords. I think Joe's the right guy to do that, to showcase them. He's going to do some testing, but his cinematography, his presentation, his eye for detail, that's going to be an awesome series. Please check out Joe over there and subscribe to him. So there's that. Donnie B. All Day is marching to 10,000. He just crossed 9,000. We can knock this last grand out, man, and get him there. 10's a big number. 1's big, 5's big, 10's big. Donnie's going to 10, but he did a shout out, and I wanted to touch base on it. The Nutty Knife Guy. I like Ray. I like his reviews. I like his style. I like him as a person. Go check out the Nutty Knife Guy. Guys, a lot of times too, when I'm shouting people out, if you'll check my community page, I know I mentioned it once, check them out, man. Now, last night, Mattis Faction, check out Matty. Brandon Thrasher were on Blade Talk with Joe. They did an outstanding job. And to you guys, man, I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I wanted to be badly, but you guys had an amazing show. You ran for a while. I thought it was awesome. And again, I'll post it on my community page. So there's that. And we got a lot of stuff coming up. The other thing I got coming up is this. I'm going to do a live probably in the next month with Blackie Thomas. I'm going to have Blackie on the channel. So be thinking of questions. I'll do a kickoff once we get a date and time and all that. I'll come on and do another video. And if you guys would, on that video, start listing out your questions for Blackie, okay? We'll do a live, we'll do the chat, but y'all know how it can be, man. You're trying to do the chat, you're trying to keep up with the conversation. On that particular video, what I would love to do is have a list of questions from the viewers. We've done that a time or two on Blade Talk, but this one will be on Choir Boys Cutlery Outdoors. I'd love to have a list of questions to ask Blackie, so there's that. And that's why I want to do this video. Other than y'all watching my stellar face and hearing my melodious tones, I just wanted to kind of update you, do some shout outs, get one on the board. It's crazy, man. When I first started, and a lot of you guys that rode with me and ride with me, and no, we did a lot of riding with Scabs, a lot of what's in your pockets. By the way, do me a favor, in the comments, put what you're carrying. And a lot of people are like, Scab, I don't comment a lot. I don't like commenting. I can appreciate and respect that, but do me a favor. Scab, this is what I'm carrying today. Because I love going down the list. I love seeing what people's carrying. I love seeing what's out there. Rusty Knife Lover always has awesome carries. A lot of you guys do. Put it in the comments. So, the other thing I'm going to do, and I may try to do this today. Well, no. I'll do it tomorrow. Carl Ruger, I've got to review a knife Carl sent me, and shout out to Carl. He hit his 1,000, had a massive giveaway. Awesome, awesome job. Carl sent me a knife. It's a Geotech, I believe a 37. That's in the rotation. Super fired up for that. Guys, I'm blessed beyond measure. Like y'all wouldn't believe. We've got some great knife reviews coming. That Geotech, Carl put his edge on there, so we're going to be not only reviewing the knife, but Carl's sharpening abilities. Can't wait for that. But Carl gave me a book, Field and Stream. If you're a new knife guy, I'm going to do a review of that book. And I stole that idea from Isaac the Noob. I'm reading the book Isaac gave me, but Isaac does a lot of magazine reviews. If you hadn't checked out Isaac, check him out. Which, by the way, Isaac, I had someone recommend that you take off the Noob because they skipped right by your channel. Because in the quote was, it's a super nice lady, but she's like, I went back and checked out Isaac on your recommendation, but I skipped him because she said I saw Isaac the Noob and I'm wanting to learn. So I think her idea was Isaac the Knife God, something like that. Which, hey, rings, it rhymes, it does whatever. But shout out to Isaac the Noob, shout out to Carl Ruger, and that's what this is, man, because here's the deal. If I'm going to come on and do something like I did a couple weeks ago about drawing the community together, then I need to have some videos where we do some shout outs. Draw the community together. Special one, Knife Delights. Knife Delights. Tom is an awesome guy. He's doing a lot of stuff to try to help the community. I believe each Wednesday he's shouting a different channel out. I think that's awesome. I think it's amazing. It's like Gary the Last Ranger, Grateful Panic. Guys, there are hundreds of knife channels that are absolutely amazing. Why do we want to help them out? Simple. We're stronger together. The internet should be about sharing information. There's enough toxicity and all that bullshit, and y'all know we talk about it a lot, like the dumbass who wanted to know if a knife could stop a bullet. And yes, I'm going to keep mentioning that, because if you're also new to my channel, one of my many monikers is Scab Petty, and I'm insanely petty. I'm thin-skinned. I don't take criticism well. It is what it is. I used to be like, I'm trying to change, but you know what? At 50 years old, I've changed so many damn times. What you get is what you get. I have to remind Megatron of that at least once a month. She's never impressed, and she reminds me that if I want to stay there, I probably should do some changing. So those are the things. And here's the thing about Meg. Megan is one of the biggest hearted people you'll ever meet in your life. And yes, I'm trying to get some brownie points here. No, Meg's awesome, dude. The whole reason behind Choir Boys Cutlery, the whole reason that we can do Riding with Scabs, that I can do book reviews, that I can do lives, that I can do a ton of content that, 3 or 4 people will watch, is because Meg sacrifices time. She loves and supports me, and without her, there's no Choir Boys Cutlery. All bullshit aside. And the other fantastic thing about this with Megatron is this: we've never had an argument. Not one time. We've been heard discussing things loudly several blocks over, but we've never argued. And that's a beautiful thing. Meg, I love you, baby. So listen, guys, I mentioned a whole bunch of people. I left a whole bunch of people out, and I didn't do that on purpose. What I'd like to do is, and here's the other thing, I did want to say this. A lot of times, I bring up what I want to do. For instance, the other day I said I had to save up to get some equipment. That's not, because I'm sure people are like, oh, here we go, he's going to start with members. No. Here's why I don't do memberships. And I've had a couple people ask me. Now, let me be clear. Ain't nobody begging me, Scab, would you please start them? Really? Nobody's doing that. But I have had people say, hey, Scab, if you started a members, we'd support you. And I've had people ask, Scab, why don't you? Like, I got a content creator the other day, a buddy of mine said, Scab, why don't you? And I got to think about, here's why. There are so many little things that I need to do to get myself organized. Part of it's pride, if you want the truth. But part of it, and this is just me, you do you, boo, seriously. But part of the reason, guys, that I don't is I don't want to ask anybody for help if I'm not doing the right things to help myself, right? Like small things like learning how to put the videos at the end of my video. You know how guys will have, like, they'll come to the end of their videos and they got,
there's a speed trap ahead.
It's things like that. It's things that I need to be taking care of. It's organizational things that I can do right now. I need to get those in order before I tackle anything else. In an update, I was not able to send the packages out for the veterans raffle yesterday because I was in Panama City. My goal is to put them in the truck and get them gone this afternoon, if at all possible. They will be out today or tomorrow. I apologize. It's just summertime right now is slammed. It's busy. So just know this. And Jerbs, to you, my brother, that SRK will be headed to you this weekend. I think Sawtooth Dave, that's who I want to talk to. Sawtooth, I will get yours out in the next day or so, and everybody else should have their stuff. Ron T. Sawyer, that's what I wanted to talk about. The best looking man on the internet. Yesterday, my guy Redneck Renegade did a video, and he dedicated it to me. Over the past 2 months, Ron did a dedication, and Waterton Ford did it. June and July, I did not announce the Sparks of Hope. And Redneck just said, hey, brother, just wanted you to know I wasn't slighting you. So I put a comment on Redneck's video, but I want to say this publicly. Brother, I was not slighted in the least. I am honored to be a part of Sparks of Hope more than you'll ever know. I'm here to do whatever we need to do for Sparks of Hope. I think it was good to mix it up. 2 phenomenal guys did the last 2 nominations. I shared it to my community page. I don't really use my community page for me. I try to use it for community. So go check out those Sparks of Hopes for June and July. I shared both of those videos. But Jack, man, I love you. No slight at all. I'm excited moving forward. As a matter of fact, is it EDC for fun? This is why, I think it's EDC for fun. Is another shout out. Awesome dude. But a lot of people said, Big Red, EDC for Fun. A couple more were like, Scab, we want to donate to Sparks of Hope. Those knives I will be sending. I got to get with Jack or Ron T or whoever. I'm going to send them to Ron T. Sawyer. But we're donating knives to Sparks of Hope through the Veterans Raffle, if that makes sense. Glad to do that. I know I just thoroughly confused everybody. Just know this. All the knives are going out this week for sure. DJ Horn, you got some knives. Should be arriving any day, Bubba. I love y'all. God knows I do. God bless y'all. I hope he does. If you don't believe in that, may the universe give you a handy. I'm Scab. You're not. And I'm gone, son.